All right, so we got to talk about this. So today we're going to be talking about Tall Guy car reviews. We're also going to be talking about 1000 HP Media reacting to the video that he dropped like 2 or 3 days ago about why he quit YouTube. And this is actually a pretty good video to watch, especially if you are just starting YouTube or you are in the initial stages of YouTube. Like, you really have to understand the business side of things when it comes to YouTube. And I never really looked at YouTube as a business. Like, YouTube has always been and will always be like a complementary source of income. So it just like, it kind of helps me pay some bills, but not all the bills. So I don't really depend on YouTube. So the views don't really matter all that much to me. But there's many other channels that really do depend on that YouTube income. Like, that's their bread and butter. This is why they take advantage of their supporters. They have raffles and so on and so forth. Like, that's their main source of income. So I understand it, when it comes to the financial piece of things. But what 1000 HP Media is talking about, and this is how we're going to tie things to also Tall Guy Car Reviews as a channel. So 1000 HP Media is talking about the time investment. So obviously when he makes his videos, like, his videos are really, really good. And obviously he has that comedy element to it, which it makes him completely different. Like, he's differentiated his content. But obviously, if you look at his content, like, most people don't understand this, but it probably takes him probably at least like 2 hours to make like a 20-minute video. I mean, most people don't look at it like that because you're just watching a 20-minute video. But he has to dedicate space in his residence. He has to get the lighting right, audio editing. It's probably got to take him several takes to make that video. So it's not like that first take that's perfect and the 20-minute video's done. Probably takes him like maybe like 3 or 4 takes, and then obviously get all the content right in that one video. So if I had to guess, it's probably taking him like at least probably like 2 hours to make a 20-minute video. And if your return on investment on your time is like $15 or $20, that makes no sense. It's just like Tall Guy. If he had all these cars on the channel and it's costing him X amount of dollars to operate, and the views are not generating revenue, then it makes no sense. He's basically operating at a loss. This is why other channels have to supplement their YouTube income with these raffles and many other like sources of income. Like, Organic has to do merch, so that sort of has to offset the loss of YouTube. So this is why I think a lot of people don't understand the YouTube side of things. They might understand the finance piece of it, but there's another important piece, and this is like really, really crucial. This is actually the biggest risk, and I actually had to learn this a little bit later on, and that is the content piece. And this is the piece that I think 1000 HP Media is talking about, saying that he's going to switch the content. This is like the biggest risk, and I don't think a lot of people really understand this piece. It's sort of like, I would say, like, an example would be like operating a restaurant. Like, let's say like Popeyes. Like, I just like Popeyes. I don't really care all that much about McDonald's and Taco Bell. So if they changed their menu, I could really care less because I don't really go there all that much. But Popeyes, I go there maybe like once or twice a month, something like that. But if you decide, let's say tomorrow, to go to Popeyes and you find out they stopped selling chicken, popcorn, shrimp, mashed potatoes, coleslaw, rice with beans, and they're suddenly now selling salads and smoothies, I'm pretty sure 70% of you guys are not coming back. That's pretty much content when it comes to YouTube. If you decide to switch the content, it's like, I kind of experimented with this like a couple different times. Like, a lot of people are like, well, why don't you talk about this channel and these channels? Because the algorithm isn't going to push that content. Because once you're placed in the algorithm somewhere in a bucket or whatever, they're not going to push you to other audiences. So I don't understand why they don't do that. But that is something you have to take into consideration when you decide, hey, you know what, I'm just not going to do this content anymore. And this is why I use Tall Guy as an example. And it looks like his brother, yeah, there's something wrong with his brother's channel, because now he's down to 7 videos. And I know he had way more. So here it looks like, yeah, he had 128 videos. So 121 videos disappeared from his channel. So he must have either deleted these videos or private them. So this is what I mean. Like, many YouTubers at some point, I don't know the exact reason when it comes to Officer Jones. I didn't really watch his channel all that much. Some of these YouTubers, even Tall Guy, like they really discuss their personal life and their vlogs to keep their audience well informed. I didn't really keep up with Officer Jones, but you can see a lot of his videos are private or deleted. So, like I said, some people, it could be that the financial piece doesn't make sense. It could be that they're just not really enjoying the content that we're making anymore. It's not like a regular job. Like YouTube is not like if you work at a company and let's say you've been doing accounting for like 5 years and you decide, hey, the last couple weeks, you just come to this conclusion that, hey, I hate doing accounting. I just don't want to do accounting anymore. I just want to do marketing now. Like you can apply within your company and do marketing. You can't do that on YouTube. Like if after doing like car reviews for like 5 years, like Tall Guy or whatever, and then you say, hey, all of a sudden I want to do trucking, like you'll see quickly how your views will drop. Like, but again, I don't understand why Officer Jones, like maybe, I don't know, maybe it has to do maybe with his job or something like that he had to take these videos down. Something is not making sense. I don't know why, but apparently like 121 videos are probably either like privated or deleted. So that is really the kind of like the general, I don't know, the general business perspective of things, like the summary version of how this whole YouTube business works. And I'm not an expert by any means, but this is something I kind of learned over time, that if you decide to switch the content, you're going to quickly find out that views are going to get dropped because your audience, your customers are coming to this business because they enjoy this type of product or service. Like I said, when I use that Popeyes example, like people go to Popeyes because they know they're going to buy chicken, they're going to get mashed potato, fries, or whatever. But if they start selling salads and smoothies, like I'm pretty sure 70% of you guys watching are not going to go back. You're not going to go to Popeyes for a salad and some smoothies. Maybe like 1 out of 10 people, maybe 3 out of 10 people, but most of you guys are not going back. And I just use Popeyes because I like Popeyes. But, I mean, we can use McDonald's, Taco Bell, but I'm not really a huge fan of those, so I could care less if they actually change their menu. But you can see what I mean with Tall Guy. Like, all his popular videos are car-related, car reviews, the GT30 350, the Nissan GTR. That one got like almost 600,000 views. The Lotus Exige. That one has like 400,000 views. A lot of the police pulled me over content has a lot of views. I think that's like his second more popular type of content right after car reviews. But now that he's doing like, I don't know what he's doing. Like he said he was doing trucking. Then he said he was doing like real estate. It makes no sense. So yeah, you can clearly see, I mean, I'm not saying anything that's foreign to you guys. Like most of you guys know how this stuff works, or you have some general idea of how it works. But once you decide, hey, I'm going to switch the content, it's pretty much a done deal. At least in my opinion, from my experience. Now, Tall Guy seems like he's only doing content when he's getting sponsors. And this is something else. I know like 1000 HP Media kind of touched on this, and this is really tricky because when it comes to sponsors, like I know I started getting sponsors after like 10,000 subscribers, but they have all these restrictions and stipulations where like if you, like I know some of the companies that actually Organic has been sponsored by, they have actually approached me, but one of these stipulations is that you can't talk about, another content creator. So obviously if I'm talking about one of their other like sponsors or whatever, then it's like a conflict of interest. So there's like too many parts of it, and the money is not even all that great. Like for some of these sponsored deals, at least for me personally, like it was somewhere between the range of like $700 and maybe like $2,000, something like that. But maybe for Tall Guy, it's probably got to be like 10 grand or maybe even more than that, maybe like 20 grand. But that's probably how he's really like making YouTube income, is really off the sponsors. But you can tell, like, when he switched to, he said he was going to do trucking, the views went down bad. He said shopping for, like, I feel like all this trucking content was just pretty much useless because trucking seems to be like at a downfall right now. Like, it seems a lot of people are complaining. It seems like people are just complaining in general. Some people are saying it's doing well. Some people are saying it's doing miserably bad. Like, no one really understands if it's bad or good. Because you got both sides here saying, I've watched channels that say, oh, they're making like $30,000 a month. I've watched channels that are saying they're barely making like a few grand. So no one truly knows. And even like Tall Guy's mentor, Ken V, this is the guy that did many collabs with Tall Guy when they were talking about all this trucking stuff. He's quit. He actually did quit YouTube, but he first quit trucking and then quit YouTube, and then I guess he came back and now he's doing something totally different. He said, I sold everything, officially done with trucking. That was 9 months ago. And then he dropped the video just recently, life after quitting trucking. So it's just like, I feel like a lot of these YouTubers are just like all over the place. And this is what I mean, like, as a viewer, you're pretty much a customer. So if you're used to watching a certain type of content, and then you come back to that channel and you find out there's a totally different type of content, like, I'm pretty sure most of you guys are not going to continue watching. But let's check out Provider Grind, because I know I was watching a video on his channel. Shout out to Provider Grind. He dropped a video, like, I think it was like a couple days ago, talking about he's quitting trucking or something like that. So I'm like, damn, it must be that bad, because Provider Grind was saying a couple months ago that he was doing pretty well. Now all of a sudden he's saying he's doing bad. And what happened to that video? Oh, it's actually right here, 5 days ago. He said, I quit trucking, saying goodbye to the Bumblebee or company driver. And he was talking about the money is not good. You know, some of these routes or whatever. I think he said that he's staying local now. Like, he's not doing all this, like, extended traveling or driving, the long trips, because it's just not worth it to him. But again, I feel like trucking is just like any kind of business. Like, you got your highest points, you got your lowest points. So for some people, they're at their lowest point. Other people are experiencing a highest point. Like, there's all these channels saying they're making millions of dollars. I live $1 million lifestyle as a truck driver, how to make. And again, it could be all clickbait, but this is what I mean. Like, when it comes to YouTube, like, YouTube is like is really like a business. So it is a business. Like, there's the financial piece and there's the content piece. So you don't truly know if these people are really actually being transparent and sharing actual real information. Like, I think Provider Grind, for the most part, does share actual information, like real information, because he actually puts out real receipts. But other guys, they just sit on there and exaggerate. They say, oh, I make like $40,000 as a 20-year-old. Like, I don't know if this stuff is 100% accurate or not. Until they actually show real receipts, that's when it really makes sense. Now, I know Ken V did actually show receipts, but for him to quit, kind of, that's a sign right there, because he's he was Tall Guy's main mentor into the trucking business. And now he said he was doing real estate for several months, and now he's not doing real estate. Now he's doing traveling vlogs. So this is what I mean. Like, his channel is like all over the place. So if he had just really stuck with doing car reviews, I think he would have been all right. At least that's my opinion. But that's what I mean. When it comes to content, I think a lot of people really need to stick with their niche, because once you start like going outside of that niche, that's when I don't think it's even about the audience, because I think most of the audience will stick around. But I don't think the YouTube algorithm will actually promote the videos. Like, at least it didn't do that for me. And people are like, you should talk about all these other channels, but it's not going to push that content anywhere. So, like I said, today's video is going to be slightly different, giving you guys like an insider look on how this whole YouTube stuff works. But this is really just based on my experience. Everybody's experience is totally different. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching.